I've always been the kid that has been looking ahead. When I was young to now, it's always like, all right, what's next? I never wanted to like plateau. Photography and videography was my thing. That was my way in. I was shooting for Lawless. I was shooting for all the promotional teams on their hottest nights of the week. This was pre-Trevor coming up with Curating. Yes, you're doing what you said you wanted to do, but like, what's next? How can we help the younger generation get into this? Because again, like a lot of people do not know that touring is a thing. Like tour management, being a lighting director, being a sound engineer on tour, a stage manager, doing content for the screens, like all of that is a thing. So it's like, all right, cool. Yes, I'm grateful that I'm here, but like, how can we help bring our people into this industry?
What's up, y'all? It's Imani with Between Takes, and today I have a very special guest. We have the touring director of Gentry touring with us, Big Trevor, in the building, and we're gonna see how his story is, okay? So Trevor, how you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you in the A, you always moving and shaking. I had to, catch you one good time.
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
So we're gonna get into it, okay? We're gonna talk about your journey. So take us back to young Trevor and tell us, where did his love of music come from?
My love of music, I feel like, honestly came a little later on in life, I would say, than the average person. When I talk to like a lot of my friends, they tell me that they like have been listening to music since they were like kids. Their parents had them listening.
You had a Michael Jackson? Yeah. You didn't have one?
No, but you know what's crazy? So I'm Jamaican. So the thing is, like, specifically in my household, I can't speak for all Jamaicans, but specifically in my household, my family, like, I came from a very Christian-based family. So my folks were very like, we're not doing all the rah-rah, the extraness in the house when it came to music. So for a long time, I would say that I was out of the loop with music and I didn't really understand what was going on in the culture. I didn't get into my love of music, I feel like, until high school, to be honest with you, which is really late when you compare that to other people. Because some folks, they was listening to music since they was kids. So for me, it was very interesting because coming into my music love so late, I had a lot of catching up to do. I had a lot of homework to do. So I was doing that homework very fast in real time in high school while also being a high schooler and dealing with high school things. Of course. But I would say that would be my start, to be honest with you.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Georgia. I'm not going to say Atlanta. I'm going to be very specific because I know that's
specific for the people.
That's a very...
it's a touchy subject.
Here, but I grew up in Gwinnett. You know what I'm saying? Snellville
Migos
to be.
Came out of that.
Migos did come out of Gwinnett, man. We love the Migos, If I'm not mistaken, I feel like Yachty was running around Gwinnett too, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I grew up in Gwinnett. That's where I did my elementary, middle, and high school. But I was born in Connecticut.
That's very interesting. I do hear a northern accent in your voice sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's, I guess, where it comes from.
So I met Trevor in school at Georgia Southern, to be exact, and you were one of the hottest party promoters out, creative, right? Creative. And also a DJ at times. So how did you learn how to DJ? How did that come about?
So around the same time, to be honest with you. So,
high school.
Yeah, so I'm trying to really remember like how it happened, but I got to shout out an OG DJ who's still killing it to this day, but his name is DJ Jai Easy. DJ Jai Easy introduced me and my boy Ian to the art of DJing. And then from there, like, we would just always just be in his basement. He would be DJing, working on records, really cooking up. And then from there, we were just like, yo, like, I want to lock in with this. I don't know exactly what it was, but we just loved it. Like, when we would hang out there, we'd be like, this is so cool. What you're doing is so cool. And then we just like, at the time, we didn't really have a thing. Like, so our thing was going to be, all right, we're going to DJ. So we just locked in with him and then would just like be hanging out there. And then from there, obviously, we're coming in middle school into high school. We're putting ourselves around those environments where we're starting to party. People are starting to have fun, starting to step out, and their parents are letting them do that. So as we're growing up with our friends, it's like, all right, well, Trev can DJ. My boy Ian can DJ. All right, cool. And so we basically just from there started putting ourselves out there as a DJ duo, which was kind of cool. It was a little different. We called ourselves Dose DJs.
It was like a tag team situation?
Yeah, it was like Dose DJs, you know what I'm saying? It was 2 DJs. It was, it was cool. But from there, like, we just kept doing our thing. And high school for me, really, I'm not athletic.
Okay.
Like I'm only 5'7".
Okay.
You feel me? So
yeah, it's okay.
You know, my thing wasn't sports. Mm-hmm. So it was like, all right, what is my thing? And from there, it was like, all right, DJing is going to be my thing. I can still be around the culture of what high school is. Mm-hmm. And it would be, you know, DJing the basketball games at high school, which is something I did. And DJing our dances, our prom, which was crazy. I just came back to me, yo, DJ'd the prom. Like that was wild. Shout out Duluth High School. That was crazy. But yeah, there was moments like that was just like, all right, cool. I like music.
Yeah.
You know?
So you brought that to Southern because when I tell you we had some of the hottest parties out, Red Tent, you were organizing. Yeah. When I say big parties, guys, these were big parties. Okay. So tell us how those experiences, creating your group Creative, having all those parties for us, prepared you for what you're doing now. Yeah,
that's another trip down memory lane. That's crazy.
That's why we're here.
That's wild. Between takes, we gotta love it. But yeah, Creative. Let's actually step back to like coming into Southern.
Back. Let's do it.
So after I graduated high school, Duluth, all my homies was at Southern. It was all like, yo, you have to come here. It's lit. This is the only school you need to consider. Forget Georgia State. You have to go to Southern. So I'm like, all right, cool. I did my paperwork, ended up at Georgia Southern. When I first got down there, I was following the track of film and like photography. That was because I was also doing that as a hobby as well too when I was in high school.
You used to cheat off my paper in class, y'all.
I did do that, but we're here now.
Yeah, so
with a degree. So that's all that matters. But yeah, we definitely I definitely was following that path of film and television. That was what got me to Southern.
Yeah.
That's the degree I was following. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, when I got there, I locked in with. It was actually really all intentional now that I'm thinking about it, that I locked in with party promoters that were already on the scene. Yeah. Shout out to O-Rob from Lawless, my certified boys. And then obviously my homies too that were down there like had their own motion as well too. My boy Codeine, my boy Wavy, my boy Miles, they was down in Southern going crazy already, turned. So it was like me coming down there was like, all right, we got our young homie, you know what I'm saying, that's coming down here. We're going to put him into position so that we can continue to build this. So photography and videography was my thing. That was my way in. Mm-hmm. I was shooting for Lawless. I was shooting for all the promotional teams on their hottest nights of the week. This was pre-Trevor coming up with Creative with my then time and still now homies. Mm-hmm. So it was cool to see the business side of it. Like, all right, there's people that throw parties, they make money off of it. Mm-hmm. They're successful in this college environment. So obviously I was a vendor at the time working for them. But from there, I kind of learned the ropes of like what this party promotion thing looks like and learned a lot from them. Mm-hmm. And then also just figured out, all right, cool. What does this look like when we want to start our own thing? Right. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Which is where Creative kind of came into play. Okay.
Yeah. So how do you feel like those experiences helped you do what you do now when it comes to being the director for Gentry touring?
So with Gentry, I'm a tour director, which means, and the touring industry, I feel like is very, I'm not gonna say coveted, but like a lot of people don't know what's going on there. Yeah. Like for everybody that's probably watching this, like you go to a show, you buy a ticket on Ticketmaster, you go to a show, you see an artist, you don't know what the hell is happening back. So you don't know how this artist got here, what's happening. Mm-hmm. But basically there's a whole entire team behind that artist that is basically months, damn near years before planning what that tour/show looks like. Yeah. So I'm a tour director. I work for an amazing company, Gentry Touring, which I will get into a little bit later. But I would say the connections between then and now would definitely be like being a visionary and just looking ahead. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like being in the moment is great, but like I've always been the kid that has been looking ahead. When I was young to now, it's always like, all right, what's next? Yeah. I never wanted to like plateau. Yeah, like it's always been a thing that has been like, all right, like I'm always trying to be on the up and up. So I would say that that's something that has definitely been a common denominator between me being at Southern and what I do now with touring, because the company that I work for, Gentry, we're on that. That's what we do. We're always looking ahead. We're always figuring out ways to be the best at what we do and not be mediocre. That's why we get the calls that we get. That's why we get the artists that we get, because we're not mediocre. That was something we was on from high school and college. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you when it comes to putting on a vibe, okay, you need to be a visionary.
You have to be.
So I'm glad that you still have those connections.
Yeah, have to
do it.
It was lit. Everybody here knows it was lit. You know what I'm saying?
It's a Southern team, guys.
It's a Southern team. You feel me? It's Southern, not state ever. But it was a really good time. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, everybody down at, I think we caught the last wave of Georgia Southern when it was actually lit. And then like our second half, of course, we know like the things that happened, but like we caught the freshman and sophomore year of Georgia Southern that we had was the last like hoorah. You feel me? Of Southern, like for real. And it was cool because we were able to like build community and do something that was dope. Yes. But at the same time, like, everybody that was there, I felt like was not everybody, but like the majority of the folks that was there that we was hanging out with was on something.
Exactly.
And they're doing something now. Like,
yeah, I feel like with our major, they didn't really push us to be successful. So if we didn't have that drive, we were just going to be taking classes for what, you know? But I feel the same way. Yeah.
So that was what was really cool. I'll get into it real quick, but I'll also make sure I answer your question. I had a group of homies that I met when I first got to Southern. Dev and my boy Jay. Those were like my two homies that I met immediately once I got there. To be honest with you, I really don't even know how we met. Because I didn't go to EIP or nothing. I wasn't there early. So I feel like we maybe met through like
mutuals,
group chats.
Okay.
Group chats were a thing. What was it? Group me. Group me. Yeah. That was a thing back then. So I think like GSU 17, they would make these group chats and they would just throw everybody in off of Twitter and Instagram. Damn. Yeah. That's crazy. Thinking about that. I'm gonna cry. But yeah. So like group me was a thing. That was what it was. So everybody was just throwing everybody in these group me's off of these like Twitter threads. And then from there, like, of course, you know, like, people would be vocal and then like they would make their little like groups, you know, their little side groups or whatever. So, and I think that's how me, Dev, and Jay all got cool. And because we're all from different places in Georgia. Like, Dev is from Hiram, Jay is from Macon. Like, it's not like we knew each other growing up all over. So that was cool. And then from there, we basically like, you know, just started hanging out once, you know, the semester started. We would go to these functions, we would go to these parties like Lawless, all these things. Jay was also shooting as well too. He was also shooting for Lawless and all the promotional teams as well too. I was on the video side. Okay. So that's how we kind of got cool, or I would say furthered that relationship as bros. And then from there, we just talk about, all right, cool. Like Lawless got this going on. This is fire. They got this world going on. And then from there, it was kind of like, all right, everybody's been doing this club thing. The club thing is cool at Georgia Southern, but like we want something different. Yeah. Like we want something different. Like the clubs are cool. This is a part of the transition that started to happen because we would sit down in our not dorm rooms, because at this point we were off campus, but like we would sit down in our apartments and be like, yo, we want something different. So this is how the concept of creative started. Yeah. And it was like, all right, we want to do something creative. And it was like, all right, cool. Like, what are we going to do? And then from there, we started to have the cool ideas that everybody knows. There's like Red Tent and Wet and Wild Weekend when we brought Lil Uzi and all these cool little moments.
When I tell you, oh, it was lit.
It was lit. You know what I'm saying? But we, again, visionary shit. Right. That's what we were on. We were on trying to be different.
How did you get Lil Uzi in college? Oh, what connections did you have?
Shout out my boy Lake. Man, it's such a full circle moment. I'm trying to keep this going so it's not long-winded.
We love to hear it.
But I had this really, really cool idea of doing a 3-day weekend and it basically being like a pool party one day and then the next day doing like a field day and then doing a concert as well too. I didn't know exactly how it was going to work and what the plan was going to be, but I knew I wanted to do something fun so that we could all just like be together all weekend. Yeah. Because Georgia Southern was great, but there was so many different people doing different things. So people would be scattered, which was fine. But I was like, I just want to bring everybody together and have consistency through a weekend. So me and the bros were like, all right, we're gonna do this thing called Wet and Wild Weekend. Shout out my boy Staley, who was a silent investor on it at the time, because we college kids and we don't got that much money. We don't got no money. You feel me? But he saw the vision and he backed it. And he was like, all right, cool. What do you want to do? So we were like, look, we want to bring an artist. That's going to be the marquee event.
Yeah.
We're going to bring an artist. We don't know who it's going to be yet, but we want to bring an artist, and then we want to build a weekend around bringing that artist. And then from there, we were just like, all right, who are we gonna call? And so at the time, you got to remember, Migos was hot, but they like Lawless, all the big promotion teams, they're already bringing all the hot people.
Right.
Like Migos is hot.
Fetty.
Who else was it? Fetty? Yeah. I'm Rich Homie Quan, like Pajama Jam, Certified. Shout out my boy Pat, Certified. Pat doing great things right now. Like
Southern,
it was a lot, man. It was a lot going on, which is cool. So we were like, all right, we don't want to like do the same thing that everybody else is doing. We want to do something different. So we were like, all right, let's see who's lit right now, who's up and coming, who can we get to,
right? And
so we started doing our research and we started thinking about, all right, who do we play right now that's on the up and coming? And the common denominator was Lil Uzi. Lil Uzi was like the young rage rapper that was like lit. The women loved him. The guys loved him. All right, cool. Can we get to him? So I started doing my research, Googled like Lil Uzi booking manager. That's literally how it started.
The kids don't Google these days.
They don't Google. So we Googled that, and then we just figured out a way to get to him. And then we got to a booking agency.
Okay.
They were like, he wants this. I'm not gonna disclose the number. I think Jay White did on another podcast already, but we found him way less than what he is now, of course. But we found him. It was a reasonable number. And then from there, we were just like, all right, let's do it. My silent investor was like, let's do it. And then from there, we just started working. I had no idea what I was doing. We had no idea what we were doing. Wow. We had never done this before, ever. Booked an artist.
Through one of the hottest parties.
We tried.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
We tried. And then from there, I'm not gonna lie, we made no money on the party.
Well, so it was like you guys got paid back basically from the ticket sales and all.
No, not even that. Okay. Like we lost on that party. Okay. But I will say that, to be honest with you, we lost on that party because Uzi was so new. Yeah. That there was a cult following of people that like knew him, and like a lot of people at Southern knew him, but it was still a chance that we were taking because there were names that were hotter than us at Southern. Right. Yeah, I was a lit DJ. Yeah, Dev was a lit host. And yeah, Jay was lit on the camera. We were lit as a team, but like we hadn't done it at that level yet. So I think some people were like, he's not coming. Yeah. I remember that. That was the thing. They were like, he's not coming. Who these niggas think they are? And they was
at home when we was at the party.
Yeah, they were like, they're not coming. That was a whole thing. It was another school who like double booked him, and then it was on the internet, and everybody was like, he's gonna be at this school. But of course he showed up because we did good business. Okay. And then from there, I realized in that moment, I don't want to DJ anymore. Okay. Because at that time I was DJing. I know we're kind of all over the place, but at that time I was DJing, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. That's not what I want to do. My passion is logistics. My passion is planning and putting this on in the background. It's not being on stage. Okay. And I had this little heart to heart with myself and my bros, and I was just like, look, I think I know what I want to do. And after doing Lil Uzi, it was like clear as day to me. It was the weirdest thing ever. It was like it was wild. And I prayed about it. Yeah, I prayed about it. And I was like, God, if this is the path I need to go down, show me. And then from there, I just kept going down that path, and everything was checking itself off.
The boxes. Yeah, so that brings us to LA, moving almost right after we graduated. How did you adapt to LA and those vibes over there? Yeah, so LA is different. Like you said, LA is very different for anybody who hasn't been there. It's different than the East Coast. It's different than the South. Yeah. I think I was just so hungry that I wasn't even like focused on like the culture side of it. Let me not say that. That's the wrong words. I wasn't focused on the norms of fitting in. I was just there to lock in. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I first moved to San Francisco. Okay. Love San Francisco.
I moved to San Francisco. I was working for a hotel.
Oh, I think I remember that.
I was working for a hotel doing like corporate events.
Okay.
And while I was there in San Francisco, I was so focused on getting to LA because I knew that that's where I needed to be. But I was soaking up every opportunity I got in San Francisco because I was like, everything that I'm doing now is going to help me be who I need to be.
Exactly.
So with that being said, I was only in San Francisco for like maybe 4 months, 5 months. It was short. Wow. And then I was in LA. I got an opportunity to go to LA and work for a production firm that did like award shows and fashion shows. Yeah. So it was like finding anything in production, even though it may not be music, that keeps me busy and making money.
Exactly.
The two things important. You need. Because you need money to be in LA. You cannot be in LA broke.
Yeah.
Make money, but keep me in the production world. Keep me having the conversations with production experts and people that do this at a high level. That was my biggest thing. How can I always do this at the highest level? So that's kind of like what my journey was through San Francisco down to LA. But it was only a couple of months between SF and LA, to be honest with you.
Wow. Did you have any other crazy jobs, or was it all in production? Like maybe like
So I need to step back because I skipped over, even got really deep into production from college to LA. Okay. And my senior year of college, when I was cheating on my work through you and through Kiana, because listen, it got rough. We were lit, y'all. We were really lit. So like waking up and going to class, it wasn't an easy thing to do.
That wasn't on your radar.
But shout out to my peers who helped us through.
Bring you through. Amen.
I was in, I don't know if it was junior year. I think it was senior year. On a website called Indeed.com. And I was just like typing in buzzwords like tour management, concert production, internships. Okay. Because again, that's not a thing that at the time was very readily available. Like how film and television and all these other things were. It was very coveted. It was like, if you're in there, and that's it. So I was just trying to figure out a way to get there. So I'm typing this in class, not paying attention. And I see a post that pops up and it says, I'm looking for an intern to help me with like a production assistant, basically, to help me with some concerts, some convention stuff. And I do this interview with this lady who then becomes like my first mentor. Her name is Junie Harris. Yes. Junie Harris is a gem of a woman. She's great. She is a production guru across music festivals, conventions at a high level, meetings and events. She's great at what she does. I came across her. She's in DC. I think this was, my timelines might be a little off, but I think this was my senior year. What is that? Second semester going into summer. Okay. And I reached out to her. We did an interview. She reached back out to me. I lied to her and told her I have family in DC. I'm already going to be there. Okay. She was looking for a DC local. Okay. And I was like, I'm already going to be there. Yeah, like, don't worry about it. Whole time, none of that is true.
Sometimes you got to do that.
You got to finesse. You got to finesse your way through the door. Whole time, none of that's true. Long story short, I ended up locking in with her, and I worked with her for like 2 years on and off. And she helped introduce me to Ebony Gentry. Okay. Who is owner of Gentry Touring, who I work for now. Wow. Ebony, another wonderful mentor, started in the game and basically at the time was starting her company when I met her. And she was like, yo, I have this vision for this boutique touring agency. It's going to be called Gentry Touring. And like, I'm like, yo, I'm all in. Like, I want to lock in with you. Whole time she looking at me like, you don't know what exactly. What like, okay, I got you. You know, one of those. Yeah. I got you. It took 3 years for her to call me back. Okay. But long story short, like, a good number we got there eventually. So that kind of catches us back up to California. Yeah. Where I then got the call when I'm in San Francisco, like, yo, I have this artist named Melanie Fiona, and I want you to come be a PA for her. I got that call from Ebony. Okay. 3 years later. It took her 3 years to call me, but she called me. She called me. I was on her. And I killed it, did a great job. And then she's like, yo, I got some stuff coming down the line. Like, I'm gonna call you. Of course, I'm like, here we go again, another year. She called me like 4 months later. She's like, I got this artist. She's new. Her name is Doja Cat. And I'm like, Doja Cat, what?
Wow.
And she's like, yeah, I got this artist named Doja Cat. She's like, I got some work. Like, please come lock in with me. And then from there, like, we just really locked in. I saw her vision. She saw that I was really hungry for this.
Yeah.
And we've been locked in ever since. And that kind of gets us to LA.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I love that. And those are beautiful, beautiful stories. So what's your favorite thing about touring?
It's a good question.
Do you have a favorite?
Traveling, I feel like, is the easiest answer.
Yeah.
But honestly, I have been traveling since I was a kid. My dad traveled for work. So I would say that my answer to that would probably be seeing the reaction of fans finally get to enjoy hearing a song or songs that have taken them through either a positive or a negative moment in their life, and seeing them like react to seeing their favorite artists on stage. Yeah, that never gets old. It never gets old. Like, I don't cry easy, but like goosebumps definitely be like, you know what I'm saying? Like on my arms and stuff, seeing people like just so like happy to be there. You don't know what their situation could be. They could have spent their last check on this concert. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Or it could have been like, oh, I come here all the time, but like this one hit. Yeah. And it's just cool seeing those moments and knowing that you were able to help contribute to bringing that person there. I think that's like my answer for sure. Okay. You know?
Yeah, I love that. What does a typical day look like for you guys when it comes to that? Like,
well, it depends. Yeah, no, for sure. It depends. It depends on, like, obviously if we're on a rolling tour, which is like normally standardly a bus tour, where we have tour buses, or if it's a fly date or like a festival. But I'll take like a typical tour bus date. We'll probably roll it on the tour bus, 6, 7 a.m. We'll probably still sleep on the bus. Our days normally start around 9. And then from there, we roll off the bus. Normally, like, my assistant will get off the bus a little faster than me, but
we got an assistant.
Oh, yeah, we got it. Listen, like, the thing about this is we're at the point now where we cannot burn ourselves out. Yes, it's a very like, I'm not gonna say stressful, but it's a lot that goes on every day, and it's tiring. It can be a tiring job. Yeah. So we got to have a team and a village around us to support us. And it's not like, oh, I got an assistant just to tell you what to do. It's to help us. Exactly. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we have assistants, production coordinators. They'll go in, they'll get the lay of the land, they'll set up the dressing rooms. Signage is a really big thing, making sure when people walk in, they know where to go. I mean, we're talking about teams as low as 20 all the way up to 80, 90, 100. So people need to know where to go when they walk in there. That's what like our production coordinators and production assistants do. Making sure breakfast is up for our teams because we have catering in every city. And then from there, we roll in. Our production team comes off. They unload all the trucks and production, stage, lighting, video. They'll start working on that. Then we have our sleepy warriors is what I call them, our band and our dancers who get to wake up at like 2:00. You know what I'm saying?
You get to roll out of bed.
Just roll out of bed at 2:00. Like, oh, I'm here. I'm messing with y'all. You know I love y'all. But they'll pop out and they'll do what they need to do to get ready, and then we'll sound check. We'll do a sound check in every city. We'll make sure everything's working like how it needs to. And then from there, we do a lunch. We have lunch as a team sometimes, and then we kind of roll into show mode. Like doors are normally at 7:00 for a standard show. Team starts to come in, and we're normally starting the show around 8. Okay. Show is normally done by 10:30, 11, depending on if we have openers or not. And then from there, we pack it all up and we go on to the next city. Of course, there's more specifics in between that, but that's kind of like what it looks like on an average day.
What's been the latest city for you? Well, I guess it's different with the artists. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like, I guess what's your favorite city to always come back to and be like, oh, I know I'm gonna eat good and go to the club or something? Oh, I have 3. Okay, that's fine. Toronto is one. Oh, love Toronto. Toronto is an amazing place. I would say Sydney, Australia is another one. Yeah, with all them animals and there's animals out there. But you know what's crazy? You really don't see no animals out there like that. Okay. Like, you gotta go to yourself. Yeah, to the places to see them. I haven't seen no spider crawling in my hotel. But that's just me. And then I would say like Amsterdam. I've heard good things about Amsterdam. Okay. Yeah, those are my 3 that I would pick. Okay, so has there been a moment on your journey so far where you're like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing? Like I'm having fun, I'm living my life. It doesn't really feel like work.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. I'm trying to think of like when that actually happened, but I definitely have thought that for sure. I am a believer of God. I'm a believer of working hard, and I'm a believer of getting what you work hard for. Mm-hmm. So with all that being said, I've definitely had that moment where it's like, damn, like all the hard work you put in is starting to pay off, but we're not done yet.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Remember, let's take it back to what I said earlier, like being a visionary and always never trying to plateau.
Yeah.
Yes, you're doing what you said you wanted to do, but like what's next?
Yeah.
How can we help the younger generation get into this? Because again, like a lot of people do not know that touring is a thing. Like tour management, being a lighting director, being a sound engineer on tour, a stage manager, doing content for the screens, like all of that is a thing. Mm-hmm. So it's like, all right, cool. Yes, I'm grateful that I'm here, but like, how can we help bring our people into this industry? Yeah. I feel like as a Black community, the one thing we always preach is like sports. Yeah. You know, being a rapper, being a singer. Yeah. That's it. Mm-hmm. Maybe a doctor, a lawyer, but that's it. It's like there's more to this than that, you know? Yeah. So it's great to see people like you doing what you're doing with this platform. My boy Armani, he doing what he doing. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what makes this so fire, is that we're able to bounce off each other and say, hey, look, like, I know we have these perfect ideas of what we think it is, but there's other ways we can really dissect this industry and like make a change, which is fire.
I love that. Yeah. Okay. So that brings me to my next question. Like, what do you want to do in 5 years? Like, where can we see you doing? What can we see you doing?
That's a question I'm still grappling with, to be honest with you, because I love touring. I love being on the road, but like I want a family. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I want the balance.
Yeah, like I want that. So, and as much as I love touring, I do need to speak on like, not the cons, but I would say the things that you do miss out on, which is, you know, those moments with your family, like
always traveling.
Those moments, being gone away from birthdays and weddings or funerals or whatever it is. So it's important to chase your goals and chase your dreams, but at the same time, remember who brought you here, your friends, your family, and make sure that you pour back into them. And that's something that like I've been very intentional with in the past 2 years, to be honest with you, about making sure I'm intentional about that. But to answer your question, I would say continuing to support Gentry Touring, which is the company I work for, and giving back to the younger generation who's trying to break through and to get into this, whether it's through photography, whether again it's through being a musician, a dancer, whatever it is, like, and just helping bridge that gap to let them know you can do it.
Yeah, it's
accessible. And it's accessible. That's the thing. It's accessible. You can get to it.
It's accessible. Yeah. I was getting ready to say, like, when we came in, I'm pretty sure we all thought, like, you know, the rumors that we hear about the industry is so cutthroat, it's so cold and stuff like that. So I'm really happy to hear that, like, you're still on the track of, like, we need to pull people up as we're also bringing up, you know what I'm saying? So we can make their experience a little bit more comfortable than probably what we experience from other people.
I don't believe in the whole, like,
you know, the haven.
Your experience needs to be worse than mine. Yeah. Why? Yeah. We got the knowledge, let's pass it on. Yeah. Like, come on. I mean, of course you still got to go through certain things and like, you know, experience it for yourself. But the whole idea is that every generation is supposed to be getting better. We're supposed to make it easier. Like, so that's what we need to be doing.
Yes. I love that. All right. So between takes, between tour dates and artists, how is Trevor making sure that he's taking care of himself?
Another thing that when I turned 30, I don't know what happened with 30, bro. It's like you turn 30 and then everything just, I don't know, it just comes to you. Like, but
I got 4 more months.
Yeah. Hey, listen, happy pre-birthday. But I think just slowing down. Mm-hmm. Knowing when to say no. Yeah. You don't have to always go out.
Yep.
Drinking less.
Yes.
You know, like we came from a drinking school. So like we were bred this way. Mm-hmm. So like drinking less, knowing when to say no, eating better. Because that's another thing that's sometimes tough on the road. Like it's late, you're done late at night. McDonald's. You don't have you don't have the best options. So it's like talking to our catering team, making sure we have healthy options for the team when they get off the stage late at night, like instead of just settling on fast food. So being intentional about that and the team, because it's not just about me, it's about the team too, making sure the team is good and they're healthy. Because I'm proud to say a lot of the teams I work with are fairly healthy. Like they don't want McDonald's. They don't want wings and pizza. Like they want to eat healthy. So that's really important. Working out, something that I need to get back in on. I'm not gonna lie, I've been slacking, but those are the things that I think like we as a team just got to keep encouraging each other to do as we navigate through this journey, whatever that journey may be. But I would say those are my vacationing too.
Yes,
I'm good for finishing a tour and then immediately after that tour, from the last tour date, flying to Tulum or Jamaica or Bali. I'm good for that because it's just like, I need a break. We've been gone for 2-3 months. You need that. So I encourage everybody to vacation and see the world. It's a lot out there. There's so much out there. And it's amazing people across the world. So that's something I encourage.
Yes, well, we love that. And we thank you for stopping by and just sharing your journey with us. It's truly something beautiful and inspiring. So y'all, get fed all these gems, okay? So you can be successful too.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you, Trevor. I appreciate you for having me.
Of course, I had to have a homie.
Shout out to Between Takes. We love that. We love that. I love what you're doing. It's a great platform.
Thank
so happy
you.
to be here.
Make sure you stay tuned with Between Takes and what we have next.
You love that.
Like a butterfly, sting like a bee. She hit the bag like she Layla Ali. I came from nothing and she came from something. No Cortland stunting, I brought her the key. Pushing the limit, we skirting the V. She pull her skirt to the side so I see. I want her honestly. She wanna do to the left or the side of the G.